Hi there, I'm Brian. Welcome to my kitchen. This is my little girl Violet. She's going to be helping me cook today. And the recipe we are cooking today is vegetable pakoras. It comes straight out of this YouTube channel called MANJULA'S Kitchen. If you haven't checked it out, please go to her channel and check it out. Makes the most amazing Indian food. And this is one of her recipes that has become a staple in our house. Even this little girl likes it here. It is vegan. It is delicious. And let me tell you, every one of your guests will be completely impressed with this recipe.
Veggies!
It is veggies. Let's get into the recipe, shall we? What we're going to do here is, you can see I have a ton of vegetables here. I basically cut up half of a cauliflower, about half of a broccoli, and one red pepper here. And that should be enough for our vegetables. And you'll notice when I cut my vegetables, I cut them relatively thin. You don't want them to be too thick or whatever. We're going to be deep frying these after all. So as you can see, I've got a number of ingredients, and we're just going to get right into mixing everything up here. So going to grab my trusty bowl here. So what we have here is 1.5 cups of chickpea flour mixed with 1/2 cup of rice flour. So I'm just going to mix that all in together like you can see here. And I'm going to dump that into my mixing bowl. Now for the spices here, what I've done is, she suggests that you use coriander, crushed coriander seeds. But of course they are a very coarse cut, and she says it's important that it's coarse because it really brings out a nice texture in the batter. So we're going to dump that in. That's a tablespoon of coarse coriander. We're also going to put in a teaspoon of cumin seeds. You don't need to crush those. We're going to throw in a teaspoon of salt, like so. 2 tablespoons of fresh chopped coriander, or cilantro, whatever you'd like to call it. Now, cilantro, this is one of those things that can be, you can omit this if you'd like to, because not everyone likes cilantro, but if you're getting into Indian cooking, then you're going to want it. And this is 1 chopped up green chili or a jalapeno pepper. I seeded it because we don't want it to be spicy, we just want the flavor. So we're going to dump that in just like so. So we've got all of our ingredients in here, and now what we're going to do is we're actually going to start adding the water to make a batter so that we can coat all of our vegetables. So I've got about 1 cup of water here, so we're going to add in maybe about 1/2 cup right now, and we're going to start mixing it. So this is really good. And we're going to throw in a little bit more. I'm going to throw in more. So you can see it becomes like a batter here. And what we really want to do is, it's looking a little thick right now. We really want to get it to look more like a pancake batter. So I'm going to throw in a little bit more water until I get that consistency. You don't want it to be too thin either, because you want it to be able to coat the vegetables properly. So now that I got this looking more like a pancake batter, might need a touch more water. Yeah, I'll throw the rest in just like so. So we've got this looking more like a pancake batter now. And now what we're going to do is we're going to start coating all of our vegetables in it. And we're going to put them in the deep fryer. So let's get coating. So we're going to throw in, let's start off with the cauliflower here first. So I'm going to throw a whole bunch of that in there, just like so. And you start mixing them up here. Now it's off to the deep fryer. Okay, so now we are at our deep frying station, which you can see I've got a bunch of vegetable oil going here. It's nice and hot. The way to test this, just to make sure that it's actually ready, is just to drop a touch in there, and you can see it starts to bubble and rise to the surface. That means my oil is ready. So let's start dropping in the vegetables. It's always good to have one of these things with the holes in there. It makes it a heck of a lot easier to get them out. Let's get a bowl ready here with some paper towel in it that I can put my finished product into, because they are going to be very oily. After about 2 or 3 minutes, when they start to look like this, when they're starting to look like a nice kind of golden brown like so, then you can kind of transfer them out into your dish there. Looking mighty good though, that's for sure. It's important to make sure that the vegetables are cut thinly so that they'll cook a lot quicker. Some of my vegetables might be a little too thick. That just means they'll have to take a little bit longer, that's all. Quick tip. You could even use this batter if you wanted to make like a, I don't know, buffalo wing cauliflower. Just saying. Comes out pretty nice. I'm going to try some of the finished product just to make sure they were done. Okay, so there it is, veggie pakora, straight out of Manjula's kitchen. You can see how awesome that looks. Now, if you look at my broccoli here, you see there's not nearly as much batter on it as there is on the cauliflower and even the peppers here. And that's kind of because I was running out of batter by the end there. So just make sure you kind of keep an eye on how many vegetables you're actually using. But either way, the broccoli still tastes really, really good. And this is tamarind sauce, just so you know. And let's just have a quick look, shall we? So good. I just want to thank you guys for coming by my kitchen today. I'm Brian again, and if you learned something new here today, great, leave a comment down below. And if you're new and you want to see more recipes just like this one, then stop by again. Subscribe. Hit that bell icon to make sure you don't miss anything. I'm Brian. We'll see you guys soon.
I'm back!
That was absolutely delicious, as you can tell by my laugh. And I want to thank you guys for coming by my kitchen today. And